implementation of instructional practices to improve mathematics in struggling learners at the elementary level. An action research proposal by Brittany Preer. Introduction. There has been a push for more science, technology, engineering, and mathematics (STEM) education as we move education into the modern world. Mathematics instruction builds upon itself. This means that elementary grades are crucial because they are the foundation in which mathematics builds upon. Students who are struggling with mathematics instruction are in need of instructional practices that will improve their mathematics concept mastery. Purpose of study. The purpose of this study is to examine mathematics instructional practices, in particular, the use of manipulatives, technology, and/or collaborative groups. To learn if students at the elementary level who are struggling with mathematics would benefit from implementing manipulatives, technology, and/or collaborative groups into mathematics instruction. Definition of terms. Instructional practices are the teaching methods. Manipulatives are objects that are designed so a learner can understand, in this case, a mathematics concept through the use of the physical object. Collaborative groups, an organized group of students who work together toward a common goal. STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Pedagogy, the method and practice of teaching. Differentiation, the process of teaching to the varying abilities of students within a classroom. Responsive classroom, approach to teaching that uses engagement, effective classroom management, and a positive classroom community. Review of literature. Differentiated mathematics instruction, an action research study. This action research study follows a third grade mathematics classroom with a control group with traditional pedagogy, or whole group instruction, and the other group with differentiated pedagogy. Standards-based curriculum assumes that students within a classroom learn equally. The varying mathematical abilities of students within the classroom should be met by the teacher through differentiated instruction. Review of literature. Mathematical knowledge for teaching standard-based mathematics teaching practices, and student achievement in the context of the responsive classroom approach. Examination of teachers' roles in student achievement in mathematics. Reported that less than half of students reach mathematics proficiency standards in the 4th grade. Using a responsive classroom to improve student achievement. Korean elementary school teachers' implementation of mathematics instruction for students struggling to learn mathematics in inclusive settings. This study compares special education teachers and general education teachers and their instructional practices, games, manipulatives, technology. Special education teachers reported the use of manipulatives, technology, and other lesson-enhancing instructional practices more often than general education teachers. Teaching mathematics for understanding. An analysis of lessons submitted by teachers seeking NBPTS certification. This study used portfolios submitted by teachers. The materials and lesson examples submitted by these teachers did not display instructional practices that supported students' engagement and ability to master the concepts in mathematics lessons. Motivating mathematics learning. Changes in teachers' practices and beliefs during a 9-month collaboration. Giving meaning and context to mathematics instruction is likely to give students meaning in their learning. Examining motivation strategies to improve mathematics instruction. using real-world explanations to pique interest of students to learn mathematics. Research questions. What are effective instructional practices of teaching mathematics to struggling learners at the elementary level? As a teacher, what can I do to improve mathematics instruction for my struggling learners? My research has led me to focus my study on the use of manipulatives, technology, and collaborative groups to enhance and improve mathematics learning for struggling learners. Methodology. Context. The study will take place in a second grade general education classroom with a gifted and talented as well as a special populations cluster during a 45-minute block of mathematics instruction. Design. The study will use a variety of research methods such as archival data, focus groups, student questionnaires, and mathematics learning and activity observations. After instruction, the students will take a quiz to determine if there was a significant improvement in the mastery of the mathematics concept taught. Data collection. Focus group. The target population of this focus group is students who are struggling with mathematics. The focus group will be facilitated by the classroom teacher and will last 45 minutes. Student questionnaire. All students in the class will complete a questionnaire about their mathematics experiences and thoughts of how mathematics instruction can improve. Focus group questions. Number 1, what do you like best about mathematics? Number 2, what do you like least about mathematics? Number 3, what did you think about the teacher's use of manipulatives in his or her mathematics instruction? Number 4, how would you feel about using more 1, manipulatives, 2, collaborative groups, 3, technology, 4, multiple representations in the mathematics lessons? Number 5, how would you feel if your teacher gave you a real-world problem and asked you to use mathematics to solve that problem? Number 6, what problems do you see in the current instructional practices used in the mathematics classroom? Number 7, how would you feel about mathematics if the teacher told you how the mastery of the skill will benefit you using real-world situations where the skill could be applied? Number 8, what areas of mathematics instruction do you think need improvement? How do you think these areas could be improved? Number 9, what areas of mathematics instruction do you think are the most effective? Number 10, how did you feel when you did not understand a mathematics concept, asked for help, and still did not understand? How do you think your teacher can improve those feelings? How would you like to see those situations handled and why? Student questionnaire. Name is omitted. Age, blank years old. Grade level, blank. Number 1, does mathematics interest you? Yes or no? Number 2, how would you rate the mathematics instruction on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being extremely bad and 5 being extremely good? Number 3, what instructional practices do you think would be beneficial to your mathematics learning and why? Number 4, first, imagine the best mathematics lesson you have ever been taught, and that will be our 10. Second, imagine the worst mathematics lesson you have ever been taught, and that will be our 1. Given those two ends of the scale, where would you place the mathematics instruction in your classroom right now? Number 5, all things considered, I think that the mathematics instruction needs to be improved. A, strongly agree. B, moderately agree. C, neutral. D, moderately disagree. E, strongly disagree. F, no opinion. Number 6, which of the following would you like to see used in your mathematics class? Check all that apply. Number 7, if you struggle with mathematics, what part of math do you struggle with the most? Observations. Before observation begins, the teacher will identify students who had previously struggled with the mathematics concept. The teacher will review a concept that was previously taught in a whole group setting. The teacher will then create a lesson plan that implements one or more of the following instructional practices: technology, manipulatives, collaborative groups, or a real-world problem. The teacher will then record observations from the lesson to see if the use of one of these instructional practices improves the student's mastery of the concept. The teacher will put a check mark in the box that corresponds with each student throughout the lesson. This is the chart that will be used during observations by the teacher. Analysis of data. To analyze the data, I will look for commonalities among the responses. For questions that required a numerical response on a scale, that data will be compiled to find the mean and mode of the student responses. These responses will also be graphed. The quiz after instruction will be assessed for accuracy. The data from the quiz will also be graphed with the mean and mode of scores identified. Once all the data is collected, a written report will be compiled with my findings. The data will also be represented neatly in graphs with the explanations of why these numbers and findings are important to the study. The data will show if the use of manipulatives, technology, and/or collaborative groups in mathematics improve the concept mastery of struggling learners. Ethical issues. The tasks asked of the student fall within tasks asked of them during their normal routine at school. The student questionnaire will remain anonymous. All responses from the questionnaire will be compiled by a colleague. This will allow students to respond honestly. Parent consent will be collected from each participant of the study. Students do not have to participate in the study and may end their participation in the study at any time. Non-participation will not affect the student in any way. Disseminating the results. Who can benefit from this study? Other mathematics teachers, elementary teachers, school districts, the education profession, and elementary students. Limitations. Research is conducted in one second-grade classroom. Counter: the research can be used in elementary classrooms across grades and at a variety of districts and schools. Students have prior knowledge of the lessons because it is directed towards students who struggled with the concept previously taught. Counter: there could be a control group. In one classroom, the teacher could continue with regular or whole group instruction, and another class could use the instructional practices discussed, such as manipulatives, technology, or collaborative groups to see if there is a difference in the level of achievement among their struggling learners. Conclusion: the purpose of this study is to determine if the use of manipulatives, technology, and cooperative groups are effective instructional practices for struggling learners at the elementary level. If these prove to be effective instructional practices for struggling elementary students, more studies should be conducted to determine if there are more ways to enhance mathematics for struggling learners.